thought I'd do a little video on a little bit about me. And this is again self-indulgent. This is to remind myself about what I've done work-wise. But you might find it interesting. You also might find it completely and totally fucking boring. So you decide. I've always said these videos are about making memories for me. Because my memory's shocking. I can remember long term, but I can't remember short term. What's going on down here? Is that the lay-by? I'm hoping it is. Looks like it. Yeah. So I thought I'd talk about today about jobs that I've done in the past. I don't know if I'll mention the company names. I might do. My very first job was working with a mate, and it was only a one day. And his mate was my mate. His old man was a thatcher, and we had to go out into a field and stack up the old sheaves of hay, sheaves of corn. Yeah, the old-fashioned. They were cut traditionally, stacked traditionally, and we had to stand them up to dry them. Well, we did that until lunchtime. And then there was me and him, and then there was another bloke who was sort of overseeing the whole operation, and he took us off to the pub. So we'd had a couple of pints. I think we were about 13. There's a blazing hot day, and we spent the afternoon sleeping in the field. I think I got about a fiver. Fucking hell. A fiver and sunburn and a hangover. I was 13. So yeah, that was my very first paid wage. I remember it. Not long after that, I went to work at it was a private school, Claysmore School. And there was a whole load of us lads from school all worked down there, and it was a right laugh. And I did weekends. I did Saturday mornings, early start. It was like 6:30, 7. I used to get picked up about 6 o'clock. So it was a 6:30 start, and I used to work through till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I did morning and breakfast shifts, and in between we sort of cleaned and generally fucked about. And on Sundays I did a Sunday lunchtime until Sunday evening. It was good money. It was really good money. Earned a lot of money. Got a bit of independence, but, you know, and had a right laugh doing it as well. It was a really good laugh. And it was the same. Not a little fact for you. If you remember the old Del Boy scene when they did the chandeliers, you know, and the old granddad loosened the nut off the top, and they dropped the wrong chandelier. Like, face yourself, Monty. And they dropped the chandelier, and it was the wrong one. Well, that was filmed at Claysmore when I was there. Oh, personally, I wasn't there at the time. It was done during the week, during a half term or some holiday or something like that. But yeah, Claysmore School. I was in the pan wash, and then sometimes I'd work in the scullery, which was good because I was left alone in there. That was all right. Didn't mind at all. It was good laugh, good money. Worked with a load of mates at school. We had a good time. And that was the only job. I did a couple of paper rounds. I helped a mate out on a Sunday sometimes, or I did had at one stage. But this fucking lunatic. Go on, accelerate away, fucking muppet. You're in a car. Wanker. What's he doing? 40 mile an hour? No. So yeah, I did a paper round on a Sunday, helped a mate out, did the Sunday papers. Wasn't great pay. I was like, well, I can't remember to be honest with you. I'm sure I made maybe 10, 12 quid for a couple of hours work. Alright, I suppose, back then. Yeah, about this is early 80s, this is. And then, No, join the army. Bit of a story with this, so I don't know how long this video is going to go on for, but I'll keep going until I get up to wherever I'm going. I want to be a musician. I played the cornet in Town Silver Band at the age of around 8 years of age, and I wasn't too bad, you know, got to a good level. Went for an audition with the Royal Anglians, Queens and Royal Anglians, Queens and I can't fucking remember. No, it was an amalgamated band. Queens, Anglians, and there was one other regiment. I cannot fucking put my finger on at the moment. So anyway, I went out. It was Royston. I went past there the other day, funnily enough. Well, I saw the signs for it, and I went out there for an audition, and I got to play with a band, and then I had to do a solo audition. And at the end of I went up one day and then came back the next. So at the end of and played with the band. It's brilliant. I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. And icing on the cake at the interview up at Royston that I had, turned around and said, "We'll take you on. We'll take you. No problem at all." Now, bear in mind, at this stage, I was 15. I just thought, all my dreams have come true. I'm going to be a professional musician in a military band. How cool is that? So that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a professional musician. And then the sting in the tail came. We'll take you, but you need to be 18, son. 18. That's like over 2 years away. What am I going to do for 2 years? So I was a bit deflated. So I had to go back to the Salisbury Careers office, and they said, "Congratulations, you're in, brilliant, fantastic. We'll take you in 2 years' time. Come back in 2 years' time, keep the practice up, and if you play, obviously you're going to be better, but even better by then. We'll take you on, no problems at all." And I must have looked totally crestfallen, you know. And it was a big burly staff sergeant, been around the block, you know. That I've been there, done it. And he goes, "You done it too happy, son." "No, sorry, I wanted to join the army." He said, "Well, you are. Just go to college for a year, you know, just have some fun, get a little part-time job, get a little job." And I said, "No. He said, "What is it?" And I said, I want to leave home." And we sort of went around the bushes a bit, and then he sort of wheeled it at me. And he said, I remember him saying, he said, "Oh, you know, what is it?" And then we started talking. And he was asking about home life. So you could, a lot of people who join the army want to leave home for various different reasons, all sorts of different reasons. You know, I'd say at least half join up because of that, or did when I was in anyway. He could see there was something amiss. He said to me, he turned around to me and he said, he started looking through my notes. And he said, "How often do you see your dad?" And I said, "I see him every day." "Do you meet your dad?" I said, "Yeah." He went, No, son. He said, "Your real dad?" I went, "Your real dad?" And he mentioned this name, which I'm not going to say. And I must have looked at him like as if, you know, the world's already fallen out of my arse already, you know. And this is just totally destroyed me. And I went, "I'm sorry, I don't know who you." And he goes, You didn't know that, did you, son? No, I didn't. And he turned around to me and he said, you know, that's how I found out the name of my biological father. That's how I found out. I've got to be honest with you, that fucked me right off. That I should find out in such a way. And he turned around to me and he said, right, don't worry, son. The army's your family now. And I didn't realise the relevance of that statement until years later. And do you know what? He's fucking right. He was so right, it was unbelievable. The army was, and still is, my family. I've got mates that I can 100% rely on. And that's how I found out. That's how I found out about my biological father. And as a result of that, and you could see how distraught I was, he said, right, he says, your stepdad? I said, yeah. You get on alright? I said, yeah, I get on really well. You know, he's a top man, as far as I'm concerned. And as far as I'm concerned, and to this day, my stepdad was my dad. He was the bloke that looked after me. He was the bloke that brought me up. He was the bloke that taught me to ride a bike. As far as I'm concerned, he was my dad. This other fella, I've no idea who he is, what he is, where he is, whether he's alive or dead. I don't. Sometimes I wonder. But, you know, not enough to make me do anything about it. Because he's not my dad. Never has been, never will be. So, I was just pissed off at the way I found that. And over the years, that's really grown on me. That has bugged me. And it gets worse. And it's got worse. So anyway, this staff sergeant turned around and he said, right, he said, you said that he's in the Royal Signals, wasn't he? I went, yeah, he was, yeah. He said, well, you could join up now in the Royal Signals. I went, what, in a band? He went, no, not in a band. You could just join the Royal Signals, and at a later date, if you so wished, you could transfer over to the band. But at least you've joined up. And I went, right, okay. That sounds like a good plan to me. And that's how I ended up in the Royal Signals. So I think it was July the 4th, 1983, I joined up the Royal Signals. I made my way up to Newcastle, and I joined as a junior. I was still 15, because my birthday's not until July the 18th. So I had my 16th birthday in the Royal Signals. Passed that on April 26th, I think it was, 1984. 9 months of basic infantry training. It was hard slog. I think there was 46 of us in my troop. 26 of us passed out. No, tell a lie. I think there was 52. Sorry, 52. 52 in the troop when we first started. 26 passed out. Yeah. A lot of us are still friends now. If you think about it. Yeah. Bloody hell. So anyway, from there, 17 and a half, I got posted to Germany. Moved around in Germany for a bit. I did 5 years in Germany. I was in Osnabrück, and then I did Paderborn, Stennelager, and then ended up in Rheindahlem. And then I left. So I was getting married. Didn't really know what I was going to do. I had no idea really, and the very first job I got when I got out of the army was scaffolding. because it was really good money. But by fuck was it hard work. Fucking hell. I was knackered. I was finishing work, getting a bath and going to bed. No, I was bollocks. So I did that for 2 or 3 months, and then I landed a job with the help of my dad at Plessey's, as it was known as then. And they did sonar and mine hunting equipment. Then at Tepelcombe, it later on became Marconi, and I think it's called something else now. But that was quite interesting. I worked on mine hunters, I worked on submarines, went up to Baz Lane. It was good, but the money was bloody terrible. You know, it was a serious pay cut from the army. I was on half of what I was earning in the army, and personally, it just wasn't sustainable. It was a job that I really enjoyed doing, and the only way I could have progressed there was by going to college. And I said to them, right, I'll go to college and I'll get, I think it was either HNC or HND, whichever one comes first. And I'll study and I'll go to college. And would you be willing to support me through that? And they said, yeah, no problem at all. We'll support you through it. You pay the fees up front and we'll support you. And I said, I can't afford to pay those sort of fees. Big company like that, and they wouldn't do it. So, bit of a shame really. But I'd always had a hankering, an inkling that I might have been good at, I was fairly good at talking to people. So I might have been good at sales. So I wanted to get into sales because I thought to myself, that's where the money really is. That's where the money lies. So I was looking around at what I could do, where I could go, and everybody wanted experience. Everybody wanted, all the sales companies I went to, all wanted experience. Of course I didn't have any. So they weren't interested. And then I sort of come across financial services. And I looked at a number of them, and some of them would, take you on, no problem at all. But I looked at the training and I thought, it's just alright. Sink or swim, you know, it was thrown in at the deep end really. And then I come across Allied Dunbar, and they appeared to have a really good training program. Well, I thought they did, with the little knowledge that I had. And so I joined them and became qualified as a financial advisor. And I did that for 18 months, commission only, and I don't say that I did brilliantly, but I kept the roof over our heads because we had a mortgage and a little one on the way, and it kept excuse me, but I'm a bit of a petrol head, and what I really wanted to do was work within the automotive industry. I knew I didn't want to work in a car showroom though. That didn't interest me. So I managed to get, because I didn't want to be in one place. This is the thing. I like being moving around and travelling around and going different places. It's the travel in me. I like the travel. So I went for an interview with a warranty company, a car warranty company, and they looked after some of the manufacturing programs. Big company. I thought, okay, and to start off with, I went in as I looked after used cars, and that really opened my eyes to the motor trade. I tell you learnt a lot and found out a lot about the motor trade. Yeah, there's some right dodgy practices going on. But this is back in the day. This is early 90s. There was a lot of clocking going on. And I remember seeing this They're no longer there. They were a dealer down in Weymouth, used car dealer. And there was one particular car, I can't remember the make and model of the car now, but I remember looking at it and going, God, that was a really nice car. I'll have a look at that, have a look. And I looked at the mileage and it had like, I remember it was something like 92,000. I thought, well, that's fairly high mileage really for, you know, for a car that's not very old. But I remember because I looked at it. And a fortnight later I went back and he'd sold it and I picked up the warranty for it and the fucking mileage was about 52,000. I was like, what the fuck? So he clearly clocked it because I remember. Fucking hell. And he did that a couple of times and of course, because I couldn't prove anything, I couldn't say anything. But, yeah. So anyway, I worked for them for I started off on used and then I moved over to the manufacturer program and I looked after Nissan, Chrysler, as it was then, Chrysler Jeep, Suzuki and Porsche. Yeah, really good, really enjoyed it. But the money wasn't brilliant. It was alright, but I knew there was more. And then there was for the south of England, we covered there was 3 of us that covered the whole of the Southern Territories. So it was the South East, the Midlands, and South Wales. No, Midlands. Then there was me that did Wales and South West. And we had a manager that did. And there was 3 other people that did North and Scotland and that. So it was only, you know, few of us that looked after those 4 manufacturing programs. And the girl I was working with, she got a job working for a tracking and telematics company. And it sounded really good. And we kept in touch. And we're still in touch today actually. And you know, we'd speak on the phone and she'd say, fuck Wittery. We'd speak on the phone and she'd say how good it was, and it just sounded really exciting and really fun, and the money was good and it was cutting edge technology and it was just, yeah, really, really exciting stuff. And I said to her, and it's funny, she phoned me up and she was in a pub with some of her colleagues and her boss, and I happened to be speaking to her. And I said, oh bloody hell. She said, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm still fucking falling around Wales. She said, well, you know, we're sat in a pub having a few beers. And I said, that's the sort of job I want. And I said, then do you ever get anything for the South West? If anything ever comes up, just give me a shout, will you? And she said, do you want to speak to my boss then? And I went, okay. So this guy called Mark got on the phone. Spoke to him. Before I knew it, I was having an interview and I was in. And I joined up as a I don't know what you call them really, as a consultant or as a, you know, regional consultant. I looked after the South West and Wales and did really well. Did really, really well. And then you know, there was 12 in the team, 12 regional consultants. And in the end I ended up being promoted and I managed the 12 consultants. Money was good. But when you're, you know, when you're young and, you know, you've got ambitions and you're a bit feisty like I was, I always thought there was more. There's more to come, there's more to come. Kept pushing. And this new company came on the scene, and it had cutting edge GPS technology with all sorts of bells and whistles. That our system was good, but it didn't have as many bells and whistles as this. And I thought, fucking hell, this looks amazing. You know, when you're doing a competitor comparison, you look at it and go, fucking hell, this knocks us to 6. this is the company I want to be fucking working for. Christ, you know, they get the right people in there, they're going to fucking rip us apart. So being the cheeky sort of fucker I was, I phoned them up. And I said to them, this is who I am, this is where I work. I'd like to come and have a chat to you. And I went up to see one of the directors. And again, before I knew it, I'd talked myself into the job. I started as the national sales manager for this tracking company. And I brought over 3 or 4 people, which really pissed the other company, my old company off, which was a shame. They say never burn your bridges, but I didn't intentionally. It's just that they took it really badly. Tried pulling all sorts of stunts with me, and in the end I'd had enough, and I thought, you know what, then you try pulling all those stunts, then I'll play naughty back then. So I did, and I did really well there, and I was earning some serious wage. By this stage I'd gone from a 1-bedroom house. I was now living with in 4 years I'd gone from living in a 1-bedroom house that cost me 50 grand. Bear in mind this was back in 98, 99. I'd gone from 94 in a 1-bedroom house to 99, 4 bedrooms detached, really nice house. All the toys, all the bells, expensive holidays, all the fucking hell. I had the lot. Ambulance. And the downside to all of that was it caused havoc within my marriage. I was never at home, you know, and I was just never at home. I was going home to do my washing, and then I was back out on the road again. You know, it was just relentless travelling from meeting to meeting all over the UK and abroad. You know, and I presented to one of the directors of Volvo over in Sweden. I was dealing at high levels with directors and managing directors of the car companies within the UK. Yeah, it was high pressure, and it had a massive toll on me, on my mental health, and we ended up splitting up. And to cut a long story short, I lost the fucking lot. Everything went. Job, house, money, cars, everything went. And it all stopped rather suddenly there. And whilst all this was going on, I met my well, right at the very end of it, I'd split up with my wife, and I met my next wife. And I moved to Scotland. And there, I think I will leave it, because that's a good place to stop. Because the next part, fucking hell, all got a bit fucking mental. Yeah, all got a bit mental. So I'm going to leave it there, because I'm going to be, I'm only going up this one junction I'm coming off. I'm going to have a bacon sandwich and a cup of fucking tea. Well, that's got a cup of tea, but just with a bit of, well, there ain't no fucking going on in between, it's just a cup of fucking tea. So yeah, that is me up to the time when I moved up to Scotland and started a new life. And yeah, I'll talk about that one in the next video. So I hope I haven't bored you. If you have, if you are bored, then there's a thumbs up and a thumbs down. If I've bored you, thumbs down. But don't forget, if you're still watching this and you're bored, you did have the option to fucking turn it off or turn over or go and do something else. You didn't have to fucking listen to me. I didn't force you, did I? You've done it at your own free will. So really, you can only click thumbs up, can't you? There. And if you want to be sure to get the next part, subscribe. Or maybe you're one of the people like I am and go, I'm flicking through YouTube. I love YouTube. You're flicking through and all of a sudden you come across something really I started watching some bloke the other day who started camping on roundabouts. I've no idea. I didn't even think that would be a thing. I didn't think that I'd be interested in watching a thing like that. But it rolls away 10-15 minutes of my day sometimes whilst I'm waiting, and yeah, I find it quite, yeah, so you never know what you're going to be interested in. And if you're one of those people that happen to just be like it was on a recommended video that you just stumbled across purely by accident because you're pissed and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, or you can't sleep and you've gone, oh, I wonder what's, oh fucking hell, what's all that about, then hello. And if you come on to here wanting to know the ins and outs of how to be a trucker, then, well, you're on the wrong fucking channel. There's more educated people out there than I am. I know fuck all. I'll just point the truck in the right direction and generally I'll get there. So yeah, I'm just going to shut up now. I can hear a bacon sandwich calling. Hopefully it'll still be going. It's only 10:05 in the morning, so we should still be alright. I think they're stopping breaks at about 11, so I should be alright. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. I will continue with part 2 of some of the mental jobs that I've done. I'll speak to you later. Thank you. Picked him up. Brought him home. He was then going out an hour later, so we took him out. And then about 9:30 we went to go and get him. Like I wanted to be up at 9:30 at night still after being up fucking 10 to 2 in the morning. Got to bed at 10 o'clock last night. I was just gone. And the alarm went off at, the alarm went off at 6:30 this morning, but I've been awake since about 10 to 5. When your bladder's full, you've got to get up and sort it out. So, yeah, and then I trundled on into work, and here I am, northbound, oh, fucking fuck, northbound, there's a few here we go, and another, northbound A34, oh, we had a kebab last night as well, we've got a really good kebab shop. And I should have had a chicken kebab last night actually, but I had a doner kebab. And their doner kebabs are really nice. They're doing that. I'll tell you what makes them nice is that the meat is good quality meat. Whatever seasoning or whatever they use on it is really nice. And they have a really good chili sauce. Sometimes it's weak and watery and it's just horrible. And they do a nice salad with it. I don't have a bit of bread because that just goes soggy and manky, doesn't it? You end up leaving most of it anyway. And had a portion of chips with garlic mayo on. It was fucking lovely, beautiful, really good kebab. I didn't eat it all, so I got a large one. Although the But it'd have been a smaller one, I'd have demolished it, I was starving. So I've got the rest with me. I ate about 2/3 of it, so I've got the meat left, which I'm going to have with a bit of pasta later tonight. That'd be nice. Yeah. So there you go, I've waffled on enough. We're getting to the top of the A34 now. Up one junction on the M40. Cut across the A43. The lorry driver died up here. I think it was Friday. From what I can make out, I believe he had a heart attack at the wheel. And managed to get the truck into the roundabout. Didn't survive, unfortunately. So, fucking hell. Yeah. So I'm not sure whereabouts that happened, but it was somewhere on the A43 between M40 and M1. Oh dear. Sad. Oh, yawning. And then start the M1, M32, cut the junctions down. Off the junction, it's about a mile off the junction, cut the roundabouts. In, trailer swap, head fucking south. So I'll put you on and we'll see how far we get. Speak to you later.